Hello. All
Hello.
right. Today we are talking about how you can spend $100 a month per person for groceries. That is my target price to feed my family is $100 a month. Now I will tell you some months I go to 600 and some months I only do 200 because it averages for me using this method. It averages $100 per person over the entire year. So for an example, last month I spent $150 buying ground beef because it was on sale. So I didn't have to buy ground beef this month. So that helps save on the money. Okay. Or save on the grocery bill. All right. Hello, everyone. Number one.
Yes.
It's still a thing. You can still get newspaper ads.
Yeah.
It's getting close to where you can't, but you can still do it. All right. So my number one tip is, of course, always shop the ads. Guys, they still have ads. They still have really good deals. This week, now I will tell you prices have gone up. I'm not going to tell you prices haven't gone up. They have. But speaking of which, it looks like I need to go get chicken this week.
She's looking at the ad.
And I don't know what we're earning points for with Albertsons, but it says you get 4 times the amount of points for summer. Okay.
Nobody else knows what the points are either, so that's how they get you roped in.
Yes. All right. So how do I do this? I buy my meats only on sale. $2.40. You can see right here, this week's ad is boneless, skinless chicken breast. And then peaches right there are $1.47. Now those up until last year were $1 a pound. They were $1.28 a pound last year, and now they're $1.47. So I don't know if that's just because this is the first crop of the year, of the summer, or if that's the price it's going to be. But now I would say $1.50 a pound for fruits and vegetables is a reasonable price. I still try to hit $1 if I can a pound, but if I can't, we go up to $1.50. Now, special treat things would be like cherries. Mom loves cherries. So that's a fairly decent deal. But on the hamburger, look at that, $3.97 a pound. But if you go to Walmart and you get the patties, already pre-made patties, it's like $3.47 a pound. Well, now that's 80% lean. Well, that's not really a good deal then, even for 80%, because of the it's just not that great of a deal. All right, now milk right here, $2.47. It used to be $1.99 a gallon, and now they're going up to $2.47. But just buy your milk. Milk will last like a month. So I get 2 or 3 gallons. Keep it in there. If it's unopened, it'll last around a month. If it's opened, it lasts around 10 days to 2 weeks. Thank you, everybody, for telling them to put a thumbs up and the like button for us. And so if you just shop the ads, that's one of the easiest ways to save money on your grocery bill. Now, the next thing is get something like our price book and keep track of when things are on sale, the cheapest. Now, over here on this side is my price that I aim for. But what you do is at the top, you put your grocery stores, just do 3. And then here you put the date and the price of whatever the item is. Then let's say peaches are $1.47. I'll write that in my price book. And then if I see they go on sale for 99 cents or $1.28, I'll change that price and no, wait, I can get it for a cheaper price. So then that would be my stock up price, so that when our local stores have canned goods on sale, I actually know if it's a good deal on the canned goods or not. And a lot of times our grocery store sale is not as good of a deal as Walmart, just regular price. So you have to be really careful. Katie says she's watching from the UK. She loves our tips and apply what works for here in England. Yeah, when we were in England, oh my goodness, 5 years ago?
5 years ago.
Wow. When we were in England 5 years ago, we did I did everything the same. it was a little strange shopping at stores where they only have one of everything. Like the stores are really
Most of them were pretty
you're
small.
disheveled.
I'm disheveled.
Yes, there.
Most of the stores we went to were pretty small, like little Sainsbury's on the street corner or something.
Yeah.
But
So
some
it
of
was
the
kind
Tesco's
of
were bigger.
So it was kind of hard for me adjusting to there's only one kind of white bread, or there was only one kind of tomatoes or whatever. But it still all worked. Like Tesco would have something cheaper than whatever the other local store was, you know.
Sainsbury's.
And well, I mean, there was other ones, but yeah. So, okay, the next thing is this is going to be a big one, but even though it's on sale here, see right there, even though it's on sale, buying soda is not a good deal. One of the reasons why we spend $100 a month on our groceries is because we don't buy things like soda. We don't buy things like Gatorade. This is another one. Gatorade. And look, it's just 73 cents a bottle. Guys, ignore my messed up hands. It's gardening season.
Let me see it.
Just 73 cents per bottle.
Wow. Okay.
Guys, a glass of water right here is like 2 cents for the same amount. And so you're literally just peeing your money down the toilet when you're buying those things. The next thing is stop buying expensive meat. So even though it's on sale, I would not buy this salmon on here. I would not buy this, what is it? Petite sirloin steaks, even though it's buy one, get one free. Why? Because the petite sirloin steaks, let me go to Albertsons real quick and see what the exact price is, but I think it's around petite sirloin steaks. Okay. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Wow. $8.49 a pound. Well, actually, that's not too bad. $4.25 a pound is actually a pretty good deal. So I would probably go ahead and get that one. I'm surprised with that one because usually 90% of the time, buy one, get one free is not a cheaper deal. That's why you use your price books so you know when it's a good deal and when it's not. Because I know that anything around the $4.50 range, 5-cent range for a steak is a good deal. So I had to eat my words there, dear. Am I choking?
Yes. Whoa. Back up and say that again.
I was wrong.
What? Wow. All right. Well, I guess it happens once in a lifetime. Wait, that you were wrong or that you admitted it?
That I was wrong because I'm not usually. No, just kidding. Okay, but I wouldn't buy salmon and I wouldn't buy steak if I'm feeding my family for $100. Now, what was the other thing? Oh yeah, hamburger, $3.97. I can still get hamburger for $3 a pound, usually on sale here at the moment. So stop buying the expensive meats right now. Pork chops, any pork, almost all the pork is a good deal. Your chickens are a good deal. Those are the things that are on sale right now. All right, guys, this video is brought to you by our Dining on a Dime cookbooks, Volume 1 and Volume 2. All these tips plus the recipes to go with them. This is the recipes on how to save money. Start with Volume 1 if you need to start somewhere, but easy recipes with ingredients that are inexpensive and get you in and out of the kitchen quick that your family will love. Our gluten-free, dairy-free edition right here. If you are gluten-free, dairy-free like me. Yes. Did you see him? Yeah, she put it under the mat.
Oh,
Okay. Or she can give it to you.
Well, how much?
$20.
This is how you save money. You do Facebook Marketplace while you're live on YouTube.
So what's funny is Mike was joking about that. He said, "You're going to be going, dear, we're live. I know, but I'm selling flowers."
She's done that on a couple other shows. I was like, hello, we're live.
Hey, I've made almost $350 now selling my extra flowers. All right.
It's like you're really here, folks.
All right. The next one is stop eating so much food. Yes, we are overweight. We are right there with everyone else. But the fact of the matter is Americans just flat out eat way too much food. That's why we have so much diabetes. That's why we have so many health issues like that, is because we have too much food. The next thing is freeze things. Now, if, let's say this chicken here, if I need to stock up on that, which I do, I would freeze that chicken at $2.47 a pound to have for later, so I'm not spending $4 a pound in 2 or 3 weeks. I will buy 3 or 4 months worth of chicken if there's no limit. See, Finding a Way has it. She says, money doesn't wait, dear. Thank you. Thank you.
You're validated now.
I am validated. I have to plant. Oh man, wait till you guys see my planting predicament. My garden is it's stressing me out this year. Okay. So Georgina says she bought the gluten-free, dairy-free cookbook for a friend and she absolutely loves it. Thank you. Thank you. I am gluten-free, dairy-free, and our grocery bill has not gone up. All right. Freeze things. The other thing, like buy when roast is on sale, even if you're a single person, buy a roast and you can either cut it up into smaller roast steaks, which I mean, that's all steak is just cut up roast. But you can cut it up, or you can cook the entire roast and then freeze the pre-cooked portions for later. And then your meat's already cooked. That's another thing we do. Hey guys, put your comments and questions in the comment section and Mike will send them to me. This is Mike, in case everyone's wondering.
Hello, everyone.
Why are you on the Weather Channel right now?
Because a lot of people are saying it's 111 degrees or 108 degrees or whatever where they are, and I was going to.
And I'm complaining because it's 74 today.
I was going to see if there's a heat wave somewhere other than here. We're not complaining, by the way.
What's the temperature today? Oh my!
Seriously,
it's 74.
It's a sweltering 74 here, but earlier it was a cold wind blowing, and it was not.
Man, I thought I was going to have a stroke in the heat today. Oh, man. But the sun is very bright here. The sun is very bright here.
I was outside about 11 o'clock this morning, and the wind was really cold.
Okay. Next thing is cook at home. Now, if you're single and you just really don't feel like cooking at home, stock up on deals like this. 4 for $10 for TV dinners. First of all, if you're eating the proper serving size, that's the proper serving size that you should be eating for one meal. Add a piece of fruit or add a vegetable, and that's your entire dinner. And I know a lot of people are going to say, whoa, that's just way too little food. Well, you need to stop eating so much. That's why you're overweight. That's why you have diabetes. So if you did that for 30 meals a month, that would be $75. Then just spend $25, $35 on fruits, vegetables, and some breakfast items like eggs and toast and stuff, and you're good to go. You could do that. It might be a little bit more, you could go up to $130 if you wanted, but still you could keep it fairly cheap and not have to cook. Okay. But cook at home. Use easy recipes, guys. Super Easy Recipes is my other cooking channel. I'm cooking out of my cookbooks. This is volume 1 and this is volume 2. I'm not telling you to make homemade bread. I'm not telling you to go can. I'm not telling you have to grow a garden. You can if you want, but you don't have to do any of those things to save money on your grocery bill. And if you cook at home, we've noticed that cooking at home, sorry, I just saw Patricia's comment. I got distracted. You're not going to save money eating out all the time. I know that there's a rumor going around that it's cheaper to eat out than to buy groceries. That's absurd. That's absolutely absurd. So I don't know who thinks of these things. I guess it's people who don't know how to cook. But even if you don't know how to cook, you can make easy recipes. Dining on a Dime, Volume 1, the red one right here. Maple glazed chicken, honey baked chicken. Livingonadime.com is the recipes. They're super easy. They're just 2 to 4 ingredients. You can just throw them in the oven. Roast chicken is 2 ingredients, and you're done. Add some baby carrots, and you've got dinner. Add some boxed mashed potatoes, add some toast or rice or whatever, and you can do that. Next, okay, the last one, guys, I'm going to really get a lot of flack for, but this one, stop buying organic stuff. There's nothing special about organic. It's not going to help you feel better. It's not going to do anything. It's just a marketing ploy. Organic is just a marketing ploy. That's all it is. So stop buying it. All right. The next thing is, okay, I don't know if everyone can handle this last one. Should we take a moment? Are you ready?
Yep.
Are you sure?
No.
Okay, get ready.
But I've sat here next to you through worse, I'm sure.
Stop eating so many fruits and vegetables.
What?
Okay, now, what am I saying? People think that you have to have this ridiculously huge amount of fruits and vegetables every single day. You don't. Okay, here is my bowl of my meatloaf that I ate 2 minutes before the show. But this is a regular size bowl. Do you realize this is 3 cups of vegetables right here? Here's my sugar bowl from a demonstration from another. This is a cup and a half. Wait a minute, cup and a half? Is it a cup and a half? I think it's a cup and a half. I can't see. I'm pretty sure it's a cup and a half. I'm trying not to dump sugar all over. I can't tell. But I think it's a cup and a half. It's a cup to a cup and a half.
Oh, the sugar in it is making
the
it hard to see.
Here, dump it in here.
Hold on. I will. I was just thinking I could turn the light on. You can keep talking while I do it.
And people are eating 3 or 4 or 5 of these a day, thinking that they're making themselves healthy, eating all these fruits and vegetables. Yes, fruits and vegetables help fill you up, but you don't need to eat so many of them. Let's see. Now I'm determined to figure it out. It's going to drive me nuts. But if you ate one of these for every meal, this would be your fruits and vegetables for the entire day. You only need 5 or so a day. Now, I know I'm going to get lots of people hollering at me, but the thing is, you just got to stop eating so much darn tootin' food. Believe me, I'm right there with the rest of you. I like my food. I know I'm overweight, but it's just because I am eating too much food.
Actually, we were in Europe 5 years ago, and that bowl, give me that bowl again. This bowl is about the size of what we ate for every meal. Mm-hmm. And I lost a lot of weight in the 2 months we were there.
Yep.
And I think it's just from eating smaller portions. And the interesting thing is I would eat a little bit like this, and then I would think I'm probably going to have to eat more later because I'm going to be hungry. And then I wouldn't remember to eat again until the next meal.
Yeah.
So really, it's unnecessary to eat that much.
Yeah. All right. Well, Mike's getting me the comments and questions sent. Guys, our Dining on a Dime cookbooks, 25% off right now. Easy recipes that get you in and out of the kitchen. Start with the red one if you don't know where to start. The blue one is just the continuation We have full color pictures, not on every recipe. Our books would be humongous if we did. There's our carrot cake. Oh, that sounds so good. Oh man, I might have to make some carrot cake. I know I'm gluten-free, dairy-free, but you can make fake cream cheese with goat cheese, and it's actually really good. Whoopie pies. Guys, we have lots of easy recipes to get you in and out of the kitchen. So go into the description below and you can find it there. All right. While Mike is doing that, I want to show you guys something, and I want to get your opinion on what I should do. Okay. So I am having a gardening crisis, and I need your opinion here.
Oh, that gardening crisis.
Okay, so here's my gardening crisis. So I was working on my window boxes today. So Mike, it doesn't really look that impressive here, but this is a 5-foot long window box. Well, what happened was when I went to go put it underneath my window at the top where I had planned, I couldn't reach it to do anything with my plants. I couldn't deadhead them or anything. So I had to come up with another scheme, put a board up there, moved my window box down. But here's my quandary. On the other side here, let's see, how do I change this? I don't know how to change it. Okay, just a second. On the other side over here, this is my big picture window. But here's my problem. If I have another great big long window box for under here. But if I put my flowers in there, they're going to cover up my view because this window looks out over here. So this is what I see out my window. But if I have plants, this is a work in progress. I've had to pull everything out, so be patient. But so what I'm wondering is, what do I do? Because I'm going to have to move for the big picture window. I'm going to have to move the window box down like 2 feet. And so like you see where my black hose hanger is there, I'm going to have to move it clear down there. Well, that's going to kind of look dorky for a window box.
Maybe you shouldn't put a window box there because that window is there so you can look out and see everything outside.
I know, but I got to put some decoration there.
But if it blocks your garden, tell us what you think on that, guys.
So I'm curious, do you guys have any ideas? Michelle says short or vining ones. Yes, so I had thought about doing that. And it's total shade over there too. It's total shade. So I was kind of like, And then I'll have to show you something else here. So then I was all excited. I got my solar. I got my solar fountain. And guess what happened? The wind was blowing and it blew all the water out. Mistakes were made.
Yeah.
Cece's garden says Cece would, or Gigi's garden says put legs on the box and turn into a planter setting below the window. That's not a bad idea. Although the problem is my hose is underneath there. Although that would be tall enough. Oh my goodness, that would be like a 5 foot tall That would be like a 5-foot tall planter. Here, let me show it again here. Because see, that would be that window is taller than me. So I would say it's probably what? Does your head touch the top of the window here when you're standing?
Barely.
I think it's 6 feet off the ground. So that would be a 4-foot tall planter. I don't know. That might work. I'm not sure. Okay. Well, anyway, put some artificial. Laura says put some artificial. Now, that's actually what I had thought about doing. My mother keeps hollering at me for buying all these flowers at garage sales, saying I don't need any more. That's why I need more. Because I have places like that I need to put flowers. But yeah, I don't have any. Okay, somebody asked, how do you see what's in each book? If you go to the sales page, there is a video and you can see every single page of the book. If you go to the sales page in the description below.
You have to scroll down past the picture just a little bit, and then there's a video there on every one of them. And I changed it to say something like, click here to see everything that's in the book, so that people, because a lot of people are missing that. But it actually flips like this through every page in the book.
Yep.
So you can see the ones
Under the median says, Tara, so what you should do is give up and send that fine window box to me. We have worked our butts off on these window boxes. Oh my goodness.
They turn out really amazing, but the thing is
we probably spent 15, 16 hours making 3 window boxes and painting them and everything. I've always wanted one of those glorious big window boxes. I've always wanted that. Well, then after we got it made, what I realized was that wall where I got it hung today, it only gets 4 hours of sun. So all the geraniums I had started to put in there, I can't put in there now. So Jacqueline says, plant German ivy with mints. The mint will trail down. Plant wave petunias that only grow 6 to 8 inches. So it's total shade. It's like total shade. So I won't be able to put the petunias there. But
JT says just plant spillers and low flowers.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about possibly doing. The problem is
you'd never be able to see how much you could put hostas there if it's in the shade.
Yeah, except the hostas would cover up my view then.
I know. That's what I mean. It'd be like a jungle.
I know.
The birds would love it. They'd be all over that. There's a bird feeder right outside the window. And when she had potted plants on the windowsill inside, the birds would come right up to the window and not care that we were there because all the plants were there.
Yeah. Bye, Jim. Have a good night.
Bye, Jim.
Okay, so did you send me the comments and questions?
I sent you the first batch.
Some lettuces in partial shade. Yeah, the impatiens, but the impatiens get like 12 to 18 inches high. So I would still have to put the window box low. I don't know. Claire says, good day and bonjour to each and every one of you lovely people over here living on a dime to grow rich. Happy Wednesday. Can't wait for the show to start. Thank you. She finally gets to make a live show. Thank you. Thank you. Sarah says, Tara, just what I need. Please tell me to get together. I almost paid full price for something. Yes, I put it back and really needed a chapstick. They still had Christmas ones. I went into action, 10 cents for 3 chapsticks. Yay. They were still trying to charge me $1.50. I told them to watch Living on a Dime tonight. That's great. Okay, if you need chapstick and it's not on clearance, you can pay full price. But oh my goodness, that's great. But here's a Living on a Dime tip. Did you know that if you don't have any chapstick, you could put shortening on your lips? You could use Vaseline. You could use any oil, olive oil, soybean, all of those oils, grapeseed, anything, avocado, any of those oils you could use for chapstick. The other thing is you could use lotion also on your lips if you needed to. Torrid, hello, Torrid.
Lori said, when I do window boxes, all the flowers turn away from the window to bloom. So really all I see is stems. I have to go outside to see pretty flowers.
Yeah, that's the problem because I'd kind of like to see some pretty flowers. And I was thinking that same thing. I was like, wait, I'm not going to even be able to see the flowers.
So you put a little grow light inside right along, just like a little strip of a grow light right inside so they look towards the window.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Jane says it'd be easier to water if it lowers. Depends on what is more important to you, the view or the planter. The view is more important. We didn't pay $8,000 for this window that only cost $6,000 or $600. Pay all these thousands of dollars for this view to
last year we redid the whole kitchen mostly for the window. And we had a big controversy because the window we first got ended up being pretty small.
Oh, that was a nightmare.
And so if you want to go back to our kitchen remodel series, there's a video about that. But anyway, so the big window for being able to see out was Tara's number one priority for the entire house, really. So yeah that's true.
Tanya says this week's deals, we had $10 coupon for Blaine's, bought 4 bags of mulch, only cost $2. Also got gas for $2.64, $2.64, $1 off using M-Perks. Very good. Claire says 111 degrees. Hell, yikes. I don't know where that is, but I'm glad I don't live there. The thing is, I was complaining because it was 75 to 74 degrees out today. It was in the sun. I literally was working like 5-10 minutes and had to go in and sit down 5-10 minutes. Here we have no haze at all and no clouds, and we don't have any fires yet, thankfully. So when the heat is out, when the sun is out, it feels like it's 110 and it's not, but it's just very intense sun. Olympia just made the taco seasoning in volume 1, and it is so delicious. So here's a fun fact. I have only bought one thing of taco seasoning in my entire life, and that's just because I was going to do a review video on it, and I haven't even used it yet.
Well, we did buy taco seasoning once in Branson when we were in a hotel.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, so twice I've bought taco seasoning. You're right.
We were in a hotel, and we had other friends in a hotel and an Airbnb, and we had a get together at one of their Airbnbs.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
But that's just because it was easier than buying all the supplies when we're not at home.
Yeah. Jean says, Phyllis, we are 104 in Central California. Ugh, that's why I don't live in California. Olympia, Tara, Claire says chicken thighs at Safeway are 97 cents. That's great. And Vanessa says we got the weekly ads from the grocery stores in the mail. Yep. Gail says 99 cents for whole chicken. Very good. Vicky says I have a few milks in my freezer right now. Yes, I freeze milk all the time. And all you do is just either take a little bit out of the top if it doesn't have that little indentation thing on the side of the milk. If it has the indentation thing, you don't have to do it. But if it doesn't have that, just take a little off the top, 1/4 cup, 1 cup, whatever you want. It doesn't have to be exact. And then throw it in the freezer. And then when you bring it out of the freezer, just shake it up really well. Money Mama says, yay, I'm so glad I caught you live. My favorite YouTube channel couple. Aw, thanks.
Oh, thank you. Yes.
We were trying to figure out what to do for videos today. So we were like, what do we do for videos?
You've been doing that a lot lately.
Yeah. Other medium, yes. I've rethought my previous $1 per pound limit for fruit too. Yes. I'm having to go up to about $1.50 now. Thanks, Biden. Linda, as a family of 11, we have gotten our food shopping down to $1,100 a month. Very good. See, that's on target. Cecilia, I was so tempted to go see a movie tonight, but you guys are informative and just as entertaining. Popping my popcorn now. I like one better anyway. That's funny.
Oh, thanks.
Wow, we're as good as a movie?
Well, these days that's kind of a low bar.
Yes, it is. Vicky says salmon is always expensive, even when it's on a sale. Yes, it is. Thank you. Nancy loves our channel, and she's in Texas.
Yay.
Barbara, I have cheap electrolyte drops to add to water, much cheaper than Gatorade. Yes, that's what we use as electrolyte drops also. Nancy, Brookshire's has family packs of boneless, skinless sirloins for $2.99 a pound. Best I've seen in a while. Very good. Both are limited of 2 packages per household. Well, at least get your 2. That's a good deal. Paula, June is dairy month. Cheese and dairy product should be a good price this month. Finding a way. Oh, yes. Money doesn't wait. Yeah, no kidding. Georgina, I bought a gluten-free. Read that one too. Katie, found super ripe mangoes for really cheap the other day. Bought them and frozen them. Good job. Donnie said, I can't get into freezing cooked meat. I know it is just me because you and others are doing it. Why not? It's just cooked meat.
I mean,
what's wrong with freezing cooked meat?
The only thing that would be wrong with this if you didn't put it in an airtight container, and then it would get freezer burned and be nasty. But
well, you're not leaving it in there for 2 years.
put
I
it
mean,
in
you
the-
eat it in the next 6 months or
we
so.
put it in the package cooked meat. Cooked meat we put in a like a plastic container or a Ziploc bag or something, and that stays fine. So especially like roast, things like that work really well when they're cooked and you put them in the freezer.
Yeah. Kimberly says she's having tacos tonight. That was great, Kimberly, on getting that post out. But now I already got my other poll idea. So I'm like, do I take the posts out or do I do my poll idea? I don't know. Linda, not food related, but I saved $90 by paying our dentist bills with cash. Very good. Very good. Janet, we do that too. Made a big batch of our barbecue meatballs without the sauce at the beginning of the new year. Vacuum sealed. I just finished using the last of the batch last night. Made Swedish meatballs several months ago. Used marinara sauce plus barbecue sauce the other night. The recipe is delicious. Stretching out our meat. Yes. Barbecue meatballs and Dining on a Dime, Volume 1. That's my grandma's recipe. And that video is actually coming up tomorrow on Super Easy Recipes, my other YouTube channel. It is great. As a matter of fact, we had that tonight in meatloaf form. What I do is make a big batch, and I make half into meatloaves and then half into meatballs.
Yum.
Peggy says it's very expensive to eat out, even fast food. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Jacqueline, I've never heard of mug cake before. I watched your show. I had company yesterday and made mug cake from an expired cake mix, added baking powder, cooked 2.5 minutes in the microwave, cooked frozen strawberries from the freezer, made a strawberry topping to put in the mug cake. It tastes like strawberry shortcake. Made espresso. I wonder what it would cost in a restaurant. Wow. Yeah, no kidding. I mean, I'm sure that would be $15 each. Lisa, save money on cat hyperthyroid medicine. Make your own cat food out of ground pork, beef, chicken, ground pumpkin, olive oil. I saved my 16-year-old cat's life. Very good. Tina, how long do blueberries last in the freezer? Oh, I've eaten them 18 months. They've been in there. Melissa, yes, big believer in cooking at home. You can send me the next one. Kathleen, Hope, your shot for the fibromyalgia was successful. Best wishes from Greece. Do I talk about that?
I mean, you can if you want. You brought it up before, so.
I don't know if I should talk about that. I might freak people out.
You don't know if it's succeeding. That's the main thing.
Well, I know it's doing something. I mean, it wasn't a total loss. Let's see if I can find the footage. I don't know if I can find the footage. Oh yeah, here. Let's see.
Will I get the sound on there, I wonder?
I don't know. Let's see if you guys can. I don't know if you guys can see this. Okay, so let's see. Can you guys hear it?
You said I'm in better condition.
Yes.
Than what?
I said, in this condition, you qualify to be president of the United States.
He said because I'm in better condition than Biden in this state. Maybe this is what they're doing to Biden and we don't know it.
I'm sure.
Oh, the world lost its mind.
What'd you say?
The world's lost its mind. Okay, so this is the condition I was in.
Actually, she was mostly unconscious.
You can't laugh.
Okay, so here's what they did. So I got a stay late, STALLATE, one word, ganglion block is what I got. And so what they did was, is the bruise still here? I think I had a bruise there, just
Well,
very,
see
very
what?
tiny. Or is it on this side? Is it gone?
I don't see it.
Okay, so they went in right here on each side. So they did one side at a time. So you could see in the video, my one side was kind of drooping. And what they do is they go in and the nerves that are in your neck here, right by your carotid artery, they put numbing medicine in there to calm those nerves down. And so he did one side and it felt like I had a golf ball in my throat. I couldn't swallow very well. I could still breathe, but I couldn't swallow. I couldn't clear my throat, anything like that. And then you had to wait an hour. And then he did the other side and did that. And then I went home. Now, a lot of people with fibromyalgia and all these things, PTSD and all these things were like, oh, my life has changed. I wouldn't say my life has been totally changed, but I have noticed that I do have more energy. And I would say if I was like an 8 or 9 before, I'm probably a 6 or 7 now. And so it did help. So this guy that we went to, my medical isn't going to cover it. So I'm going to try and go to Gillette, which is an hour and a half away, to another guy where they said that the medical will cover it, and possibly try ketamine with it over in Gillette for the pain. Now, I have noticed my pain is down, but it's not totally gone away like they said it would. And I did notice, like, I have knots in my arms and some knots in my neck and stuff. And that did go down right away, all those tight knots and everything. But here's what happened. I got a really bad headache from it. And I was asking him, can I take some ibuprofen and stuff? He said, well, let me give you a lidocaine shot for your headache. And he pushed on the back of my neck here. And I was like, oh my goodness. And he's like, okay, that's where your headache is. So he gave me 2 shots in the base of my skull and 2 shots at the base of my neck, one at a time. I thought I was going to die. I mean, it was awful. It hurt so bad. And it must just be me, because when I've researched it, people were like, well, it stung, but it didn't hurt that bad. It would just kind of felt like you were at the doctor. And he said that my muscle was so tight that he couldn't get the needle in at first. So he kept trying to have to fiddle around to get the needle in because my muscle was so tight. That hurt like the dickens. I mean, I was sobbing. If there would have been some sort of weapon, I would have been a goner, because I was like, how in the world do people live like this? And so, but it did on one side take away my headache. And then I took some ibuprofen and laid down when I got home, and it was totally gone. So did the block totally cure me? No. Did it help me? Yes. So I am going to keep trying it some more, I think, and see if it will help. All right. Next. Patricia, visiting Fort Collins and Cheyenne area in a few weeks. Where's a good place to see the mountains that isn't overly crowded? Oh, good luck. I'm sorry.
How about Allen's Park?
This is Colorado in the summer. They're even there. I mean,
it's going to be hard. It depends on what.
It's going to be crowded.
When you say overly crowded, it kind of depends what you mean. Like Rocky Mountain National Park is really nice, but it's really hard to get in there, and it's best if you go really early in the morning, like 6 or 7, because it'd be just totally crowded afterwards. But there's a road that if you go into, well, not only that, but Rocky Mountain National Park, you have to buy a pass to get in at a certain time. But if you go down to Longmont, Colorado, and you go up through Lyons and you turn left instead of going to Estes Park at Highway 7, it goes up and comes this really pretty drive up over Allen's Park. And it's a lot busier than where we live here, but it's compared to Colorado, it's very low in terms of busy, wouldn't you say? It's a lot less busy than Estes Park.
I mean, it's less, but you're going to end up in Estes anyway, where it's busy. So,
well, if you go all the way on that road, you'll end up in Estes on the other end.
So I don't think you can really get out of it in the summer. Mary Jane says they hit the right spot. Therapeutic massage helps fibro, but it hurts like a dog. Yeah, I think if I could literally get a deep tissue massage every day. I mean, I feel like I'm going to throw up. It hurts so bad when I get a deep tissue massage. And fortunately, my wonderful hubby here will give me deep tissue like several nights a week, except now that his thumbs are messed up from doing it. But he also rubs my legs and my neck and shoulders and stuff for me. But yeah, I wish I could get a massage every day. Oh, Crafty Nook, hello. Okay, next.
Jerusalem around the world 144 says came in late. Is this the ketamine treatment?
No. So what happened was I went in for ketamine, and he told me I should try the stay late ganglion block instead, because it'll give me more instant relief. He said it will last 3 to 9 months for some people, 10 days for other people, but usually it's 3 to 9 months. So since I have to pay cash at this guy, I'm going to go to Gillette and try another guy and see if between the ketamine and that both, if it might help. Although tell them what you found on the ketamine thing. Oh my goodness. Today. Not the...
Oh, there was some YouTube channel. It was Dr. Somebody or other. And it was like my wife's experience with ketamine. So I just was looking at it to see, because I knew somebody else who got ketamine and said that, and it sounded like it was a lot different. I thought it was just pain relief, but it was some other kind of thing. So I was just looking to see what that was about. This lady was talking about all her anxiety and her depression, and her husband was there with her talking about it. And he's Dr. Somebody or other. And so she's like, yeah, well, it was just all this stress going on in our lives right now. There was like, when we broke up with our girlfriend, somebody or other. And I was like, what? Did I hear what I thought I heard?
No wonder you're stressed out.
And then they were talking about stress from not justice, but the other kind of justice that's politically correct. And I was like, well, I think you're stressed out because you're involved in a lot of things that are probably not wise to be involved in. And that
people
would be
wonder why they're having
out.
anxiety and stress in their life. Well, stop doing things that God tells you not to do. That's why God tells you not to do these things, because he knows that's what's going to happen. It's like, oh my goodness.
But I had to stop because I was like, okay, but I'm thinking like for people that have stress, it's not induced by doing behaviors that that you feel bad about deep down.
Oh my goodness gracious. Amanda from Florida just got volume 1 and 2 of Dining on a Dime. The family is loving it. Been following you guys for a few weeks. My grocery bill has gone down a lot. Thanks, y'all. You're welcome. You are welcome. Olympia, your taco seasoning is incredible. Thank you. Amanda, I would love to know what has helped you cut your grocery bill. Could you let us know? Because I'm really curious what has helped you. Suzanne, cut our budget down from $625 to $358 for the month of May. Very good. Good job. You send me the next one. Sorry. Seeking Joy, retired nurse here. I'm not overweight, nor do I overeat, but I spend at least $300 on food. I keep trying, but my expenses won't go down. I do cook at home and don't use prepared food. I would have to see, I don't know, email me, editor@livingonadime.com. Your next couple of grocery, like for 2 or 3 weeks, take pictures of what you buy at the grocery store and send it to me, and let me look at it and see. And where do you live? I mean, if you're living in New Zealand or Australia or something, yeah, you're not going to get it down probably, but.
Jill's on in the chat, and she said to miss the crowds a little in the mountains, go up there during the week and not on the weekend. That helps a little.
Yeah.
That is true. It helps to do that. And
a little.
Literally, I mean, most people don't want to do this, which is why it's a great idea. If you go up at 7 in the morning,
yeah,
because most of the tourists don't get out of bed till like 10. So if you can get up there early, that's a good way to go see it. And
but if you're going to Fort Collins, Estes Park is the place to go if you want to see the mountains.
Yeah.
So, and you're just going to have to deal with, and I'll warn you right now, they have completely torn up all the roads. It's going to be a nightmare.
Construction. Yeah.
It's going to be a nightmare. We were there a month ago.
But you would miss all that if you went up over through Allen's Park, the way I was saying before on Highway 7.
Yeah, but they're still going to end up in town. You don't go all the way to Estes Park and not go see Estes Park.
Yeah, but you can come down Highway 7 and then you can park right there and then walk into town and not have to go through that new
if they want to walk into town.
It's under construction.
Yeah,
because there's that. I mean, it's like 2-3 blocks into town from that parking garage. The parking garage they put right in the middle of the view. Sorry. Okay, we used to live there, so we were shaking our heads at a few of the city government decisions.
Claire says, evidently, I'm still eating for 2. Me too. I am too. Join the rest of us. Vicky, even when inflation was under control, it always been cheaper to eat at home. I have no idea where people get the idea that it's cheaper to eat out. I know. I don't get it. Bonnie's Journey, do you bake your own breads? Is it worth it to make your own breads? Yes and no. I mean, technically it is cheaper, but excuse me, it's not that much cheaper I mean, a loaf of white bread is $1.42 at Walmart. Okay, you can maybe make a loaf of bread for 50 cents. So it is cheaper, but is it really worth the work to make homemade bread? Well, yeah, if you're a stay-at-home mom and you have nothing else to do, that's fine. But if you have little kids or you have a chronic illness or something, no, it's not worth it. Biscuits are like $7 for a bag now of the pre-made frozen biscuits, but you can make a thing of biscuits for 50 cents. That would be worth it. So it just kind of depends on what kind of breads. Shirley, do you ever eat out? Yes, we have taco dates 2 or 3 times a month, and that's it.
Yeah.
Vicky, some fruits and veggies cost more than meat does. I know, it's ridiculous, isn't it? Yeah. Shirley, better to eat veggies than lots of junk food. Just don't eat the junk food. Just cut back. I'm not saying eat junk food. Why do people think that when I say cut back on fruits and vegetables, you're going to be eating junk food? You're not going to be eating junk food.
Well, I think the thing is there's a certain amount of fruits and vegetables that you need, but a lot of people just go crazy and eat lots and lots of them. And at that point, it's just sugar.
Well, and stop eating things like fresh strawberries and blueberries and raspberries and blackberries if they're not on $1.50 or less a pound.
Well, yeah, you can eat different fruits and vegetables.
Eat apples, eat oranges, eat bananas.
But some people will eat way more than what they need. And,
Yeah.
and once your body has what it needs, the rest is just calories. I mean, maybe less calories, but it's still calories. So I think that's what Tara was saying.
Let's see. Carrie says, so true, we need to reduce our serving portions. Yes. Jim, you could make changes gradually to make it easier. Yes. Finding a way. What do you do with the kids that aren't overweight but are bottomless pits? All they do is eat. So, I mean, yeah. So what I would do is when I would make cookies, I would make oatmeal cookies instead of just regular chocolate chip cookies. I would make oatmeal muffins instead of regular muffins. Then that's like driving me nuts hearing myself. Thank you. And when you give them fruits and vegetables, make it things like apples instead of blueberries. Fill them up, like serve biscuits and rice at dinner along with the meal. You can do, if they like things like hummus and bean dips, which, believe it or not, despite what my mother says, a lot of kids do. There are people who like beans in this world. Jack loves bean dip. And so, we'll have tortilla chips and bean dips and stuff like that. And so, yeah. Patricia, what do you think of those pre-made meal services? They are cheaper than eating out. Well, yeah, they're cheaper than eating out, but they're not cheaper than cooking at home.
Well,
it's still ridiculously expensive. $10 a person to eat dinner? That's nuts.
Yeah, they're probably not. In California, you said they're cheaper than eating out. When we lived in Colorado, people thought they were cheaper than eating out. But if you look at it, it says like there's servings for 4 in there. But when you look at it, a serving is like 2 tablespoons of something. And so even though that might be a serving, most people would eat double that. So it's actually not cheaper. I mean, it might be cheaper than eating out, but it's right up there close to eating out. So we just would say make it at home. It's so much easier to make it at home. And it doesn't really save you that much time to buy those. Because I mean, my goodness, if I'm paying that much, I want someone else to cook it for me.
Yeah.
No and kidding. I want to have my feet up on the ottoman while they serve it to me for that price. I'm not saying you. I was envisioning the Emily Morgan Hotel.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Betlyn says, my son loves your banana loaves. Yes, the original banana bread recipe is in here. Now, the muffin and the banana bread recipes are the only recipes that are copycat in here, but the only reason they are is because I added variations in volume 2. So there's like 14 ways to make banana bread and 14 ways to make muffins or something like that. The original recipes are in here, but quite frankly, I tried finding better banana and banana bread and muffin recipes, and I couldn't find better ones. So I had to reuse mine because they're just that darn too good. Gail says, haha, you tell us we eat too much and show all the desserts. I know. What's funny is it's the desserts that sell. Tracy loves our books. Thank you, Tracy. And she also wants to know my cooking channel is called Super Easy Recipes. The link is in the description below. Finding a way, keep the view and put the box low, but plant short flowers. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. Michelle, how about short flowers or vining ones? Yep, I think that's what I'm going to do. Bonnie's Journey. Do you ever buy, so you never buy snacks or sodas? So I don't never buy snacks and sodas, but I don't buy them like normal people do. So like we have 1 bag of potato chips. Now that I only have 2 boys at home, a week. When I had 5 kids at home, I got 2 a week. But
and they're old enough that if they want more than that, they can use their own money and go get it.
Yeah. Sodas are special occasions. We'll get it for like Labor Day, Memorial Day, although we didn't get any this Memorial Day, but we'll buy sodas when they're at their rock bottom price for $3, a 12 pack. I think $4 is the new rock bottom price, possibly. I haven't bought it for so long. And then I'll stock up on a lot, but
she'll put it in the stockpile room where nobody can find it. And then when it's Christmas, we'll break out 1 or 2, like a 12 pack or something.
But like when we have a party or something, when everybody's here, the boys are like, well, Mom, can we get the sodas? I'm like, no, I'm not doing sodas for 30 people. I get out the Kool-Aid that I got for 10 cents a pack, and I get out some water and possibly some lemonade, and that's what we have to drink.
And they don't complain at all. They have
nobody cares.
That.
Susan
and,
says,
and the kids can, I mean, if they were younger, they would just have to do what we give them. But they're old enough now that if they want to use their money and go get something, they can. They don't usually because it's their money.
Susan says I should paint flowers on the wall. Yeah, I should just paint a mural. You can send me the next one. Value Badlands. Do some miniature begonias like Bada Bing with some ivies. I don't even know if we have those here. I could go look at the nursery and see maybe. That's an interesting idea. Natasha says, I just received her Dining on a Dime gluten-free, dairy-free cookbook, the green one, and she loves it. Thank you so much. Just Vicky, I think you could do some lettuces, even partial shade. Yes. Linda, little gnome village with little homes with lights. Mike Jobs, don't forget little hills and valleys. Use your gardening skills. Actually, yes, I had another little village that I was going to put at the bottom. Let's see if you can see. Oh, okay. Well, you can't really see it in the picture. But down on the bottom of there, I'm actually going to make a little gnome village. So I could just move it up to the window. That would be fine.
I just cannot count, obviously.
Why?
We're just looking at the questions. I'm skipping numbers.
Oh, oops. Oh, I didn't know you already sent me more. Never mind. Sorry.
When I get to 6, it'll be actually like 4.
Okay. But
it's fine.
Let's see. Joanne says we can't use any of the attachments for a solar fountain for the same reason. Yeah, I'm kind of disappointed. And my disappointment is immeasurable and my day is ruined. Aww. So now I have melancholy. One of our kids used to say that. Finding a way, use coconut oil to treat eczema. Yeah, you can.
There was another word with the melancholy. Stricken with melancholy.
Yeah, stricken with melancholy. Let's see. Heather says, what are your thoughts on kids and allowance? I think you should give kids allowance. Now, my kids are required to do chores whether they get allowance or not, but I do give them an allowance because I think that it helps them to learn to manage money, and it gives them some spending money for things that they can buy and save up for and think that are special. So,
but when they get old enough to have a high school type job, we generally try to get them to do that, and the allowance phases out, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But we do pay them if they help us with some stuff with the business, like packing books for orders and stuff like that.
But so that's what we do. Denise, we don't eat out at all anymore unless we have a coupon that gives us a discount. Yep. Barbara says most fruit vegetable servings are half a cup. Lots of sugar in some of them. Yep. Chrissy, what do you use for your dairy-free cream cheese? So what I do is I just substitute goat cheese for the cream cheese. Amount for amount. So 1-to-1, I guess is what you would say. And it tastes very similar to cream cheese. It's really good. Katie, I have weight to lose. I got some meal prep containers and silicone containers to freeze portions of soup in. I've been doing intermittent fasting with 1 larger healthy meal and 2 healthy snacks and lots of water. I'm walking outside, which is free. The weight's coming off. Meals are simpler. I use your cookbooks. I'm saving money and I feel better. I spent a little on containers, but they've paid for themselves already. Thank you. You are welcome. That is great.
That is great.
And motivational. I've been doing a lot of gardening, so I haven't been snacking so much because I've been out busting my buns doing gardening. I mean, I can hardly move. I mean, I've been doing hours of gardening. And so I can hardly move. But what happened was I'm completely rearranging everything in my garden because last year was the first year I got to kind of do some gardening, and I tore out a bunch of bushes and stuff, and I got them torn out, but it was so late in the season that I didn't have time to plant anything. Well, now I'm trying to plant stuff there, but I got to build benches, and I'm building flower boxes and all this stuff. And so, yeah.
Mandy's asking, how much do you pay for allowance on or chores? I have 4 kids. All my money will be gone.
Well, so, I mean, it depends on their age, but I would say like 10 and under. I would say like if they're 10 and under, like $10 a month. And then I would say like 6 to 10, maybe like $5 or $10 a month. And then
Wait, you said 10 and under, $10, and 6 to 10, 5.
Well, like I would start giving them allowance when they're about 6 or 7. And then between 6 and 7 or 10, you could give them $5 or $10 a month. And then between 10 and 15, you could give them $20 a month.
And then somewhere around there, they need to be starting.
Yeah. And then at 16, they need to be paying their own insurance, paying their own car, paying for their extra stuff, paying for all the fun stuff they're doing and all of that. Jacqueline says, I have frozen eggnog from Christmas for 83 cents a liter. Wow. Yum. Oh, I love eggnog. Davey says, eggs are $1.57 at our grocery store right now. That's pretty good for now. Midwest Mom says, video ideas, meals, ideas that are cool to make while it's hot, ways to take one protein and repurpose to different meals. Yeah, I'm kind of doing that on super easy recipes a little bit. Renee, do the deer still hang around? Oh, yeah. They were having a nice snack in my garden the other day, and we almost had venison for dinner.
Hey, there's a website that I know of that has this deer pellet recipe. I was like, wow, that recipe's been popular lately, and I was wondering.
I use blood meal to keep them out. I just sprinkle it around every week.
It's like
or
a
so.
death threat to deer, so they stay away from it. Sorry, you missed just about speed on the computer.
Couldn't swallow. So I use blood meal, and supposedly the theory is they think something has died, so they stay away from it. I don't know. But when the little turds ate my geranium the other day, I was like, Amanda just bought a second deep freeze on sale. I have to know, how many deep freezers do you have? How big are they? So I have 2 of them. I have a larger one, not the largest you can get. It's like the medium-sized one, and then I have a small one that my aunt gave me. So I have 2. Scissor tail. Speaking of expensive and a new teen driver to your auto insurance, our rate increased over $800 a month. This isn't going to work. $800 a month? What kind of a car are you driving?
Well, I'm thinking you mean $800 every 6 months. If it's $800 a month.
I'm on my 5th teen who's getting his permit next week. And ours went up about $800 every 6 months with the other 4.
But we have on the same, within 2 days of each other, we have one going off the teenage driver thing and one coming on. So it should work out to pretty
about
close to the same.
For us,
yeah. But for us, yeah, it's typically like $100 a month for $600 every 6 months is more typical, I think, for our kids, which is still a lot. I mean,
so at one point we had 4 teenagers on our insurance at once.
$1,500 or it was like $2,500. I don't know. It was really expensive.
Crazy.
And then, but we kind of had them pay some of their insurance. We didn't make them pay all of it
because they had to drive to school and they had no other way to get to school.
The part that was for school, we figured we would pay that.
Their school didn't have buses and it was 45 minutes away. So we paid some of theirs. But my theory is if my kids can walk to school, then they can pay their insurance. Now, Jack's getting his permit this week. We won't, since the other 4, we didn't make them pay their insurance while they were in high school. We won't do it with Jack. But if we lived close enough to where schools was close enough, then we would have made them pay their own insurance. Mad Dog, you guys don't look like you have a big family. No kids. I mean, does your book apply to a family of 5? Oh, do we look like we're in our 20s? That was what I was going to talk to you about, actually. Yes, I have 4 biological kids. And then 10 years ago, our niece, when she was a teenager, came to live with us when her dad died. So at one point we had 5 kids, and we are down to, technically we're down to 1 at the house now because we have 1 sort of moving out. So Shirley, how do you cope if one of you was a spender? You go get counseling. I mean, serious, it's a marriage counseling problem. So unfortunately.
Well, if one is a spender and you have a heart-to-heart talk and the spender doesn't budge in any kind of way,
there's a problem.
then that would be a counseling issue.
Yeah.
Because either the spender is not being respectful of the non-spender, or the non-spender is being
Too
like
strict.
super tight penny pinching.
Yeah.
Most of the time, I would say it's the too much spending.
Yeah. Usually.
But if the 2 people can't come to a point of agreeing and being kind to each other, then that's a marriage problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's having respect for each other.
I mean, I would go to Europe tomorrow, except that I'm having respect for. So, hey, but I didn't do it, did I? How many guys would just show up at home with a new pickup? How often have I done that?
Thank you for not doing that.
I didn't get.
Because I would be in jail. I appreciate you not letting me go to jail.
Mm-hmm.
Diane says, how are the gluten-free, dairy-free recipes? Are they good? So I think they're the best you're going to find. I tested every single one of these. I spent hours and many, many recipes testing to make sure that they are the best. You can ask the viewers, guys, comment and let Diane know, what do you think of the gluten-free recipes? But I think they're delicious. And it's my kids will eat my gluten-free stuff and not even know that it's gluten-free. Amy, lentils are a good meat or ground chicken stretcher. Very good. Yes, you are right. 1 pound bag costs $20 or less and makes 16 to 20 servings. Yep. Dale's birthday today. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Dale. Happy birthday to you. Woo! Nancy,
I wasn't expecting that.
Tara, I pray. Oh, yes. Tara, I pray the shots continue helping you, but even better. I sometimes have the nerves burned in my spine. It takes weeks to fully work, but it helps a lot. This put me through it. Yeah. So I think for me, the pain was so bad, which from what I understand, I talked to my regular doctor and the pain doctor, and normal people don't have as much pain for the lidocaine for my headache as I did. And so I think I'm a rare case, but I have noticed that over the 2 weeks since it's been, I have been feeling progressively better. So Shirley, my brother had painful nerve in his foot. Botox, I think is what she's saying, helped. Cinda says, yesterday I made a recipe for chocolate syrup in volume 1, the red one. Isn't that good? It is delicious. Lori, you looked high. Yeah, I wasn't really high. What it does when you get the nerve block is it really relaxes you. And so I wasn't like really feeling anything. I was just kind of there. And they said some people can get really emotionally happy. Some people can just sit there and cry and cry and cry. And then some people are just kind of there. And I was just kind of there. It's kind of like I didn't really feel anything. It was kind of nice. I was just kind of.
Were you actually there?
I don't know. Was I?
She kept saying, and it was funny because it was in that same tone that you saw her doing, but she kept saying, I'm thinking nothing. I'm thinking nothing. I was like, okay, dear, I've never seen you like this before, but.
So it was kind of nice. Donise, where do I find your video on fibromyalgia? I wanted to see how yours affects you versus how it affects me. I have knots all under the skin in my arms and legs and neck, shoulders. Yes, I have knots all over It hurts really bad. If you just type fibromyalgia in the search, you should find I've got like 10 videos altogether.
If you go to Living on a Dime, the channel page,
Yeah.
and then there's a little search down below by our videos with a little
Or
magnifying
type
glass.
in YouTube, just type fibromyalgia living on a dime.
Yeah,
and
that
it'll
would
come
bring
up.
it up too.
Vicky says, when I got deep tissue massage, it kills me the first few days. I feel the massage therapist has beat me up. Yeah, I mean, it hurts like nothing. But after I get a deep tissue massage the next day, I feel I hurt because it's painful, but I have more energy. And what's happening is, I think, is the lactic acid is getting built up in those knots and those nerves, and then you're getting it released, and it helps to get that out of there, which is why exercising helps fibromyalgia. Vicky or Kimberly says, hello from Australia. I'm watching with my 3-year-old, Shauna. Hello, Shauna.
Hi, Shauna.
It's her birthday in 12 days. We love your channel, and Shauna loves your cheesecake videos. No way. Happy birthday almost.
Wow.
Yay.
You get to choose which cheesecake, right?
Yeah. There you go. Kimberly, seen a lot of people online complaining about the grocery bill, and then they show what they bought, and everything in it is bag or box, and it's prepared food that they're just throwing together. There's no cooking from scratch, and they're still buying their kids chips and snacks and energy drinks and Gatorade all day. Yeah, my kids are not allowed. My kids have never been allowed to just drink milk or drink chocolate milk. That's not allowed at my house. Milk is for cereal. It's for baking. It's for puddings. It's for making actual foods. It's not for drinking. We don't allow sodas, Gatorade, juice. I shouldn't say I never bought juice. I do buy juice only when it's on sale, and then it's limited to 1 glass a day while we have it. But like Jack today said, Mom, do we have any orange juice? I wanted to make an orange Julius. I said, nope, it's not been on sale lately. And he's like, okay. I mean, I just don't go buy it if it's not on sale. I'm not going to spend $3 for a thing of orange juice. Vanessa says the recommended amount of fruits and veggies is 5 to 7 a day, but a serving is about 1/4 of a cup. Yeah, I think it's a half a cup, but yeah. Julia, thank you, Tara. Because of you, now I buy meat on sale, weekly ads, and saves me money. That is great. You can send me the next one. Amanda, buying leg quarters on sales, buying 70% lean ground beef on sale, finding bread on clearance and freezing it. Also, I've been keeping a price book. My ears perked up whenever you mention a good deal. Thank you. Paul says, all things in moderation. Yep. Rebecca, last few years when leaving the house for errands, healthy homemade snack and green tea in my thermos. Good job. Candy, it is cheap to make homemade bread, but we go through it a lot of butter, and you probably eat more of the bread because it's tastier. So that's one point that Mom always brought up, was you always eat more homemade bread because it's more of a dessert than it is just bread.
And you make it largely as a treat for the kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
More than to save money.
Yeah. Michelle, Tara heard take brisket and grind it into 80-20. Have you heard that brisket on sale is cheaper than hamburger? Thinking of trying that. I have not heard that, but it's very possibly true. Yeah, it's very possible.
Well, it probably depends on the time of year and what sales are going on and stuff like that, right?
Yeah. Little crafty nook. We've been meeting on Roberto's page.
Oh, you have? Nice.
She says, real butter is definitely yum. Yes, it is. Claire says, cheesecakes are so expensive at Safeway. They cost $15.99 for a normal cake. Pies are $9 to $10. Holy moly. I made a pound cake today to eat with strawberries. Much cheaper. Oh, that sounds good. I haven't had a pound cake forever. I might have to make me a gluten-free one. That sounds good. Rebecca, what do you do as I'm trying to lose weight? Rebecca, what do you do when your spouse refuses to help take care of the finances? He works hard to make money for our family, but he's a saver. What do you do when your spouse refuses to help take care of the finances? He works hard to make money for our family, but he's a saver, and I have an issue with spending.
Refuses. So how does he refuse to help take care of the finances?
Okay. So are you doing all the finances yourself then? I mean, there's no, listen, it doesn't have to be one person or the other. It can't, or let me say, it can be one person or the other taking care of the finances. So what am I mean? I could not balance a checkbook to save my life. I was always 10 cents off here, 13 cents off here, 3 cents off here. It drove me batty. I hate balancing a checkbook. Mike is a number guy. I took care of the finances for the first few years of our marriage because he was a spender. And so I was like, dude, we have no money. You can't go buy more film today. But after he got his spending under control, which really wasn't out of control, but after he felt confident with his spending, I should say, he took over the books because he's better at balancing it and taking care of it. So now he does all the books, and I just say, I want to go buy a pair of shoes today. Do we have money? And he's like, yeah, we got the money. And so I don't know why you have an issue with spending, though. You might let me know what your issue is with spending is on there. I'd be kind of curious what you think. But they may not still be on here. But
yeah, well,
it's okay for you to do the books and him to work if you're a stay-at-home mom and you're good at doing the books. That's fine.
Well, I was confused because if you mean take care of the finances, like keeping track of it, or some people don't share their money, which we seriously don't recommend for married people. So I thought you were saying he didn't want to pay for some of the bills, but then when you said you're a spender, it made me think you spend more than you should on non-important things.
Now, I would say just because one of you handles the bills, you both should be together deciding where your money's going to be going. So, like, he shouldn't just come home with a brand new truck, which it doesn't sound like he does, but I mean, I'm just saying, if he came home with a brand new truck and said, well, I earn the money around here, so I'm going to buy me a new truck, and you're a stay-at-home mom. No, you're working just as hard as he is. That money is equally yours, and you have an equal say with him. So you guys should be together on how you're spending your money and agree on how you're going to spend your money. And you shouldn't spend the money until you agree on it. And so, that's what I would do. If you have a problem with spending, allocate yourself, $100 or $200 a month for your fun money or however much money you have, if you have it. And that's all you get to spend. And then you need to be more wise on how you spend it. Little Crafty Nook says, right, people are eating way more than one serving. Yep. Olympia says she's tabbed our whole book, things I've made and things I want to make. Thank you, Olympia. In the description below is where you can find our books, 25% off right now, guys. Paul says, cornflakes, marshmallow fluff mix, drop 2 green food coloring, makes into circles, add 3 red hots, and a Christmas tree wreath. That's funny. That's cute.
That is cool.
What are some of my go-to meals for summer? So we still like hot meals because we live in Wyoming, so it's really not that hot here. But like I do stovetop things like green chili. I'll make spaghetti and meatballs. I will do like chicken curry. That's in volume 2. I'll do like sweet and sour chicken. I'll just do grilled chicken. I'll do hamburger casserole. I'll do tacos, burritos, rice bowls. All of those, pretty much anything stovetop is the type of thing that I do.
Because it heats up just a lot less in the oven.
Yep. Bounty in the Badlands says we ate bread and jam when we were kids and we were hungry between meals. Yep. Amanda, I also found a discount grocery store, managed to snag bacon for $1.50 a pound. That is darn tootin' good. Good job. Also got a 10-pound spiral ham for $8 and a chunk of deli ham for $1.20 a pound. Very good. You have been eating good. Jerusalem Yema says, I made cake in the microwave. Very good. Olympia, I put half a banana and nuts with blueberries on my oatmeal. Very good. Diana, organic is not good. No, it's a huge waste of money. All it is a marketing scam.
The food isn't bad. It's just that it's unnecessarily expensive and doesn't probably really. There's a lot of scare about what's going to happen to you if you don't eat that way, but it's not really a big thing.
Yep. Can you send me the next ones? Little Crafty Nook says high A1C is more impactful than high cholesterol. Probably. Betty Land says portion your desserts, not the whole loaf of banana bread. Yeah, no kidding. I could eat an entire loaf of banana bread in one sitting. Oh my goodness, I love banana bread.
It's really
Olympia. Good. There's a store here that makes Aiki bowls and oatmeal bowls. I only bought one and copied them at home. Very good. Paul says scoop out a banana, put marshmallow and chocolate, heat up, and you got a banana boat. There you go. Patricia made banana bread from the first cookbook. It's wonderful. So the apple cake and the 3-ingredient ribs. It was Memorial Day weekend. Thank you. Belinda, my son thanks you for the Bible. He was so happy when it arrived. That is great. Yes, we do give free Bibles. You can go to our store and we give them there if you can't afford them. If you can't afford them, just if you can't afford them, put in the code free Bible. If you can and want to buy it, it's only $10 and I think 50 cents or something. It's just the price that it costs us to ship them and for the Bible. We don't make money on those. Shirley, my son just bought a fat and he saved deposit himself. Very good.
Wow, cool.
Little Crafty Nook.
What is the deposit on a flat in the UK?
I don't know.
I was just curious.
She's loving my garden. Thank you. It looks like a tornado went through it right now, but I'm working on it. Betlyn says, only once I couldn't find one of the 6 banana loaves I made. My youngest snuck it into his room. She says it's darn tootin' good. Good. Little Crafty Nook says, silly kiddos, they know what they want, right? To her comment, I think. Yep. Patty, I am hard-pressed to enjoy eating out these days. Us too. Even my favorite eateries are not so good anymore. Yeah, we have one restaurant that we go to. There's 3 in town that are pretty good. But yeah, I hate going out to eat now because if the food's not good, I really feel like I wasted money. Donna, I'm starting to put my pretzel sticks and work snacks in portion sizes and snack baggies. That will help with portion control. Very good. She needs to lose weight and cut down on snacks. Yep. Jacqueline, just wondering, does Mike ever cook? Not really. I do most 90% of the cooking. I mean, he'll do like an omelet for me for Mother's Day or my birthday, which is really delicious. He will do chicken sometimes, or
I can cook. I just don't generally cook for the family.
No.
Like if Tara says it's fend for yourself night, then
yeah.
I'll cook something and
Yeah.
And I have cooked in the past when we were doing live cooking shows. Sometimes I would cook them when Tara wasn't feeling good.
Yeah. Little Crafty Nook. I only have a patio garden since we live in a strict HOA. Oh, I'm so glad we don't have an HOA anymore. Diane, I am gluten-free, dairy-free, but hubby isn't. Do I buy all 3 or just the gluten-free one? Oh, brother. I would say probably get all 3, but the gluten-free, dairy-free one is volume 1 that has been adapted for gluten-free, dairy-free. But there's a lot of tips on gluten-free, dairy-free eating in here, and all of the bread and desserts and stuff like that. These are specially adapted for gluten-free, and they're different for this regular. So I would say you'd probably have to get both.
Well, what's funny is I don't have to eat gluten-free, but the gluten-free brownies they're like the regular brownies are good, but the gluten-free brownies are amazing.
Yeah, he loves them. Candy, if my kids did their schoolwork and regular chores without any hassle, then I would hire them for odd things around the house so they could have spending money. Yep, that's a good way to do it too. Shirley, I did buy my children their first car. So we do give our kids $1,500. And since cars have gone up now, we're giving them $3,000 for their first car. And then anything above and beyond that, they can spend their own money. Joe says car insurance is insane these days. No kidding. Shirley, my ex-husband was a spender and he had to go. I never looked back. There you go. Nancy, Diane, if you want to buy only one book, buy the gluten-free, dairy-free first. Yeah, I would definitely buy the gluten-free, dairy-free first if you are gluten-free, because your husband can eat a lot of the recipes that are in there. So I would start with that first. Tony just bought the gluten-free, dairy-free. Thank you. I'm sure you will like it. Kimberly, all our remaining consumer debt is on a 0% interest Discover card until December of next year, setting up payment plan to have it paid off earlier than that. But at least there's no interest. These credit card interest rates are getting way too out of hand. That's why I did that. I have no car payment and my house is worth 4 times what we owe. And we are doing very well being retired on a fixed income. Good job.
When I was growing up, I think in Texas, they had I think there was a law of some sort about it being basically like loan sharks if it was more than 18% interest. I think that was the maximum In those days, they could charge on credit cards in Texas, but I think they must have repealed that now.
Hmm.
I can't believe people pay 30% interest on a credit card.
Hmm.
Wow.
Joanne says, get Botox for headaches. The nerve block made my pain worse. Oh, interesting. I might try that. Jacqueline, a good filler flower is in full sun is Silver Cup Laviteria. Thousands of blooms. They directly sow in the ground and bloom in July. I am pretty much zone 4. Pretty much zone 4. A little bit 5, but 4 pretty much. Pen, yes, the gluten-free recipes are great. One of my sons have been gluten-free for 10 years and have tried many recipes. They are easy and tasty. Yes, they are, because I don't want to spend a lot of time in the kitchen. Greatest ever. I tried a massage and salt bath 2 days ago for my fibromyalgia. It was 2 hours of no pain. So wonderful. Yes, very good. KT Mash says, I shopped at Walmart, bought generic items and regular produce. I spent $71, put my name brand equals in the cart. Online, it was over $30 more. I would have paid double the price buying local. Yep. Jennifer, I find gluten-free desserts like cakes need to sit for a while before putting in the oven. It helps them not to be so crumbly. Yes, this is true for gluten-free baking. If you let it sit for a bit, like 20 minutes or something even, that helps the gluten-free flour absorb the moisture, and that's when it's not grainy. So that's why you need to make sure for gluten-free baking that you mix it extra well. If you think you're done mixing it, mix it for a minute or 2 more. You cannot over mix gluten-free cakes and desserts and breads. You cannot over mix. So just go ahead and mix until you can't mix anymore. Lisa, because it helps the moisture be absorbed by the flour. Lisa, my dad got upset with me when I went to get a job at 16. He kept saying to stay a kid as long as possible. LOL. I went to work anyway, but was blessed to still go to church, camps, and all else. Very good.
Well, it's funny because I think that the kids should have a job and make some money. I don't think that they need to work 80 hours a week and be, grinding away like an adult. But the thing is, if kids don't learn some responsibility, they will, as they get older, they'll be more and more anxiety prone about the thought of actually getting a job in the first place. And also the thing about the cars, I know $3,000 here is probably not going to get you a car, but we think that the kids need to have some skin in the game. Like they have to be financially responsible for something or else they don't respect what they have. And I just think when I was 16, I worked all summer at my job so that I could save up money to go to Europe the next summer. But I went, and all the kids that were with us were getting drunk and being passed out in the hotel the whole time and all this. And I was thinking, I worked hard all summer. I don't want to have to sit here in the hotel while all of you recover from your thing. So I just kind of went out and did my own thing separately from the group. But that made me realize when people don't have any responsibility for the cost, they're going to abuse it. So that's why we have the kids financially engaged. Yep. On a lot of those things, like the car and their own car insurance and stuff like that.
Let's see. Lisa, I hate mushrooms, but if you get cheap ones and chop super fine and add to ground beef, it doubles and it cannot tell. Very good. Very good. Gail, toast the pound cake. Yummy. I have never had toasted pound cake. Oh my goodness. I bet that would be super good. Okay. Now you're making me want to go make pound cake. I'm trying to lose weight. Michelle, my ex never showed me the budget. I was always afraid to ask for money, so I kept one of my own accounts just for me. Yeah, in that situation, I would have your own account. And if your husband is not or wife is not showing you the budget, that is some serious marriage issues. Serious marriage issues, like red flags all over the place. So that needs some serious counseling going on there. Marilyn, she loves pound cake. My mom always wanted to have it for her birthday after I found a great recipe, adding strawberries and whipped cream. Yep. Olympia, I will miss y'all in July and August. I'll try to contact, but different time. It will be hard. Oh, yeah, you're gonna be off working, aren't you? Kimberly, have a good summer. Kimberly, I remember when I was little. You can send me the next one. Kimberly, I remember when I was little, my mom always made her own ground beef and ground chicken, ground everything with that meat grinder. Yep, exactly. Mom and I still have one of those. Barbara says a good housekeeping cookbook recipe for golden German pound cake is the best. I'll have to look that one up. Marilyn Monroe, I love pound cake. My mom always wanted to have it for her birthday. Oh, yeah. Sorry, got that one. Shirley, Mr. McChamber, Charles Dickens, if you spend more than you earn, it's misery. Yes.
I wonder which Dickens story that was from.
Jennifer says, our books are huge. Yes. So almost 600 pages for volume 1, 400 and some odd pages for volume 2. These are very substantial books. It is an encyclopedia. I mean, it is an encyclopedia.
We put as much as we could in the first one
Sweet
until we
potato
couldn't
chips.
print it any bigger.
Yeah.
And then we came up with the second book.
And I'm going to be dead. And people are going to still be begging for Dining on a Dime cookbooks because it's just got that
It's
much
that
stuff in it.
good.
Yeah.
Well, we did. Well, she
Muffins.
was. Tara is not a perfectionist in general, but she was very much more particular about getting that right the first time. And even then, over the years, we've constantly been refining it. We discovered some errors here and there as we went, and we corrected all
Viewers
that.
have sent it. Yeah, I had a viewer send me an error the other day, and I was like, "Oh my goodness, how have we missed this all this time?"
They're not major errors, but they're just. It's better to just fix it.
Greatest ever. My husband manages the money and is terrible at it. It drives me crazy. Yeah, you guys need to be working together then. And if he's not willing to do that, you need to get some marriage counseling. That is not okay. Your money needs to be managed, not just willy-nilly. Gail, Mike, I need a pair of shoes. May I go get a pair or two? Yeah. Well, I'm having a problem because my fibromyalgia pain in my feet is hurting really bad. And so I'm going to try a pair of expensive shoes to see if it's going to help.
Oh, you didn't tell me they were expensive. Oh, yeah, you did. You told me how much you were going to spend, right? I didn't even blink.
Nope. And I'm going to try it because if it works, I'm going to be happy. And if it doesn't work, I'll just return them.
I have learned over time that certain things are worth spending a little bit more on. Like there was a point where we were getting really low cost shoes for Jack for hiking. And there's a point where we were looking at the prices and I said to Tara, man, if we spend like $125 or something like that, well, it's not even that much, is it, for his boots? I said, if we spend that for the boots, it will be a lot cheaper than going to the doctor for a broken ankle or whatever. So certain things are worth it sometimes, depending on the issue. Like tires on your car, you know, it might actually be worth buying new tires occasionally.
Yeah.
But not expensive tires.
Little Crafty Nook says he would get so mad when I had to use the entire paycheck for bills to pay for bills he put off all month. I know. Rebecca, I keep track of the bills and groceries. He doesn't spend any money, but I am an emotional spender. I'm working with a therapist on that. Yeah. Get a grip on that. Military Home says you should just put boxes on the side of the window. Don't put anything underneath it. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. Gail says, my husband took off early from work and came home with a new car. I was so upset. I made him sell everything of his, and he paid it off in 6 months. Never liked that car. Goodness gracious.
Well played.
Thank you.
See, Tara likes hearing other husband stories because it makes her realize I'm a little bit better than she thought.
You keep going up and up and up, huh?
Yes.
Now you're floating with a halo.
Whoa. Wouldn't go that far.
Mandy, I would love to know more about how your mom did it. I'm happy to become a single mom, and we'll have to be super frugal and intentional with our money and meals. So you can go back and watch our Penny Pinch Mama series, but I mean, what it boils down to is you're just going to have to not spend anything that's not a necessity. No nails, no hair, no kids' sports. You're going to drive used cars. Yes, the repairs are cheaper than buying a new car. You're going to have to get everything you can at thrift stores, garage sales, hand-me-downs, all of those things. Turn your AC up to 78 and turn your heat down to 65, 68. Put on jackets, turn on fans, all of those kinds of things. Nancy
and at least now it's probably, I mean, it's still going to be tough, but having the internet available would probably give a lot more opportunities to do income generating things where you can be with the kids more. Because your mom, she had to go out when she was doing a job there. She had to go out and work out of the house. Yeah, so that would make it potentially easier. Still hard, I know, but
Yeah. Nancy says Tara's gluten-free bread is really good and easy. Love the recipe. Thank you. You can get the link in the description, or get the link at livingonadime.com. Just type in gluten-free and it'll come up. Down in the Badlands. I'm so blessed. Both Hubby and I are numbers people and extremely money conscious. I take care of the household. He takes care of daily ranch stuff, and we talk through every major purchase. Yes, thankfully, Mike and I do too. Nancy, off to church. Hello. Or, I mean, yes. Sorry, I was looking at two things at once, and I didn't mean to. Or skipped lines is what I did. Nancy, off to church at 7. The condition of our country is in right now. We all need to be praying. Yes, we do. I mean, it's really weird. It's like, I had the weirdest feeling, like, what was it, 2 weeks ago? I was like, okay, something else has changed. It was kind of like when 9/11 hit, and then when Biden got elected, and then when Israel war started, the Afghanistan withdrawal, that it kind of felt the same thing, but it was the dumbest thing, but it was the same feeling. I went to Walmart to look at their flowers, because I was like, okay, I got $350 from selling my plants. I'm going to buy me some flowers this year. And then I found out Walmart's not marking their flowers down.
they're going to just throw them away if they're not watered very well.
They're just going to throw them away. And when I was standing there, I was like, okay, there has been another shift in the universe. I don't know what is going on, but I was standing there and it was like, wow, things have really changed again. And it was the stupidest thing. And you want to know what caused that feeling? There was no marigolds at the nursery, at the garden center in Walmart. I have been gardening for, how old am I? 51. 14. So how many years? 35 years? Almost 40 years. Almost 40 years. I have been gardening. And not 1 year have I ever gone to the garden center and not seen any marigolds. It's the stupidest thing. But as I was standing there, I'm like, you know what? All of the flowers changed. Like, all of the flowers changed. It was the weirdest feeling at Walmart. They didn't have any of the New Guinea impatiens. They didn't have any zinnias. The peppers were all weird varieties, like orange and habanero, and it wasn't normal peppers, like just green bell peppers. It was the weirdest feeling. So I don't know what's happening in the world, but something's changing again. So it's interesting what's going on. Lady Cat says, my husband is going to be having back surgery soon. I'm trying to buy only essentials. Soon our income will be 50% less, needing meal plans that are cheap. I do have your first book. Then go and look in the front page of our first book. I think there's like 5 pages here of meal plans. Right here, pages 11. Let's see. From page 10 to page 17. 10 to 17. 7 pages for your meal planning. Froze family, hello. She's got a cold. Oh, dear. But it is nice to talk to you, too.
Yay.
Rhonda,
the meal planning that Tara mentioned, the 7 pages or whatever are just like brief lists of the meals that refer to the recipes in the rest of the book.
Yep.
So there's a whole lot of stuff. It's just that 7 pages is just the specific layout of what to serve with what.
Karen says, I'm out. Talking politics will alienate half your audience. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. Sorry. I do not put up with that. If you need to take some X-Lax to calm yourself down, go take some X-Lax. But this is my channel. I'll talk about whatever I want. The fact that our country has gone down the toilet since 2021 is a fact. And I am not going to sit here and tell you differently. So have fun wherever you want to go. Rhonda, I saved the same amount each payday. Whatever is left is necessary items and maybe something fun like breakfast out with friend. Very good. Little Crafty Nick says, fend for yourself. When she's laughing about that. Yes, we have friend for yourself night, 1 or 2 nights a week. Diane says, just ordered the first cookbook, gluten-free, dairy-free. I'm so excited. Thank you so much. I'm sure you will love it. I'm telling you guys, I really don't notice. My kids don't notice. Mike doesn't notice. When I cook the gluten-free version for me, it's usually just down on the counter and they just start eating it. So Bounty in the Badlands. Even though hubby is a great cook, when I go away to visit our daughter, I make sure there are pre-cooked meals made up so he doesn't have to. Yep. Heather in Badland, do you think the majority of food bloggers don't focus on food costs or for meals or recipes? No, they don't, actually. Nancy, congratulations, Diane. She owned Volume 1 for years before the gluten-free book was printed. I remember my excitement after receiving the gluten-free, dairy-free cookbook. Your first problem will be what to cook first. Yes, usually it is. Tony, we just paid off our home mortgage, and the banker asked, why did we do that? Because he's not getting any money anymore.
I mean, what? Oh, yeah.
So he's not happy because he's not getting his interest anymore. Yep.
Well, I was talking
Good
to
job.
a retired
Congratulations.
banker friend, and he couldn't understand why people wouldn't want to do a lot of stuff with loans either. And I was thinking, because you're choosing to pay a minimum of 20% more. I mean, people don't think it's that much more, but when it's compounded, it becomes a lot more.
Yep. Let's see. Lisa, my daughter's work provides a bus pass yearly for employees. You can send me the next one. For employees not to drive, the bus transport is great, and she has no desire to pay for car insurance, maintenance, or drive in the snow. Very good. I would definitely do that if that was an option. Shirley, I work on finance. It's a terrible amount of people who file for bankruptcy with huge debts, and their excuse is used credit card for credit for living expenses. Wow. Donna, we canceled all of our paid streaming apps except for Gaither TV, Up, and Faith and Family. We paid for a year, and Friendly, considering dropping Friendly too. We're going to drop it too. We're actually watching some movies right now, and we're like, okay, we're going to be done with that. We stream Southern Gospel free on Pandora and Spotify. Very good.
Friendly is nice. We just haven't been watching it lately. So.
Yeah. Lisa, I love all your books. Both my daughter and I are celiac and allergic to corn. Plus, we have type 1. Both diagnosed as toddlers. The books are great for all of us. That is great. I'm so glad it's helpful for you. Not that you have type 1 diabetes. I get that. It's very awful. Me too. My mother's husband never showed her the finances. Surprised when he left her with nothing. Sad. Wow. Yeah, that's major marriage issues right there. Tony, you two deserve all the blessings for all you do and teach us. Thank you. Amazing Grace said, my doctor told me today that I have fibromyalgia. He tried to prescribe an antidepressant for it. I told him I'll find something else natural instead. You can take antidepressants if you want. It does help some people, but for me, it just makes me go to berserk after being on them for 7 or 8 weeks. So I don't react well to them. The best thing you can do is cut the sugar, cut the dairy and gluten, and see if that's bothering you, and then add those back in. If you don't feel better, then add those back in. Exercise is a huge one. Just take the painkillers. If you need a painkiller, take it. Heating pads, ice, and massage all help. Sleeping at night helps. So take some NyQuil Z or Benadryl or whatever you can take at night. All of those things seem to help. Mandy, I feel a lot of these questions are just that people need marriage counseling. Yes, we're noticing a large majority of it. Wanda, the best thing about your cookbooks is that they're all budget recipes that call for ingredients I can afford, plus they're easy recipes. Thank you very much. Yes, they are. Lisa, my first car was an avocado green Ford Pinto. Haha. Oh, we just saw that on Barnaby Jones the other night. I was so proud. I was the girl that could pick up all her friends, go to the youth group stuff, and more. That's funny. Karen, yes, Mike, there's a big difference between being thrifty and cheap. Cheap isn't good, but thrifty is. Yep. Joanne says, put a frame around your picture window and drop the window box down a foot. plant impatiens in the window. Actually, that's not a bad idea. That's a good idea, Joanne. I could possibly do that. Because there's no trim around it anyway. It's just the window. So that might work.
What are impatiens? I know I've seen them. I just don't.
Well, they're the ones in the dining room window and the big bucket in the dining room window. That's what I have in there.
Gotcha.
Karen says yes, or my Mrs. R says, Mike, here you go, Dickens. Debt's two sides, riches and misery. If you spend more than you earn, it's misery. Yep. Patty says, I had trouble finding marigolds as well. Thought it was my dumb luck. No, like all of the plants are different at the garden center this year. And they're not different in a good way. They're different in a weird way. And when I was standing there, it's just like, okay, I don't know what else is happening with the end times right now, but something is happening. And it seems weird discovering that at the plant center. But there is something not right. And it's just very strange. Ruth, my Walmart doesn't have zinnias either. I know. I mean, I found like 6 packs of some little yellow ones they had, and I got 2 packs of those because my zinnias aren't doing very good. I do have some started, and they're growing really slow, but I got those just because I've never seen that variety before, and I thought they were really cute. But Karen, I noticed that too, Tara, almost like they are bringing in varieties from other countries instead of our standard plants. Yeah, it's weird stuff. Like, what was the other weird thing? Like, there was no petunias. Now, I did go yesterday and there was petunias. But day before, but no petunias for Memorial Day. They had, I don't know, when you went for Mother's Day, they had what, maybe 6 or 8 flats of wave petunias? There was hardly any at all.
Well, they didn't have very many, but I did find they were all beat up and stuff, and there were hardly any. But then I found a small number in another location.
But not, I mean, usually they have rows of
last
petunias.
year there were rows and rows of them. This year, no. I was really surprised because a lot of the stuff that Tara usually asks for, they didn't have at all. And yeah, I was thinking this is the first time in my life there haven't been marigolds in the stores.
Yeah, it's weird. Usually there's like a row of marigolds and like 2 or 3 rows of petunias at least.
But I think it could be that it's like the microwave situation when we bought our 3rd microwave in a year, and we bought 2 different ones at Walmart because we were thinking our other ones hadn't been lasting that long, so we'll try cheap ones, and the cheap ones lasted even less. And so then we went back and bought one at Home Depot. It lasted 4 weeks, and so we took it back, and they said, I said, can we just trade it for another one of the same one? Because I thought maybe it was a fluke, and they said, sure. But I kept coming back on the days when they were supposed to get a delivery, and there weren't any. And finally, the lady told me, well, it says we're supposed to get them in 5 more days, but there's a note in their thing that says that they're having a shortage in their supply chain, and should be over by the end of July. So that's making me think that companies just don't have enough stuff that they're putting out, and they're like sending less stuff to certain parts of the market. So that it could be, I don't know if it's stuff left over from that last supply chain thing, or if it's just because the economy is really not as good as.
I think the end is near. I think we are getting close. So if you don't need Jesus, if you don't know Jesus, you need Jesus. Let me just tell you, because I think things are going to be changing quick. What was I going to say? I had to buy marigolds seeds. I haven't had to buy marigold seeds in 30 years. And I actually had to go buy marigold seeds. I couldn't believe it. But I found the cutest little things. Oh, I didn't know they made this marigold. It was, let me see if I can, I can't wait for these to come up. I hope they come up. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. I found the cutest marigold. Look at this. Hold on. Let me get my little present, share screen, window. Oh, where is it? What? Oh, wait, here. Okay. Look at this baby right here. Is that not the cutest thing? This little white one here. Isn't that pretty? I have never seen a little fluff ball marigold like that.
Oh, that is cute.
So I'm going to, let me see if I can, if I can show why isn't it showing the big one? Oh, here it is. Here's a big picture of it. Did you guys see it now? Isn't that pretty? So I hope they come up because I think that is so cool. I've never seen the marigold like that. I don't know if that's a new variety, if I've just missed it all these years or what, but I was like, ooh, I like that. Okay, Lisa, our store has them. Maybe it's a glitch in the matrix. I think it is. I think Wyoming got sucked out. And we're trying to get sucked back in. And there was no marigolds and we got sucked back in. Well, and then we were going to try and put fence posts on my temporary fence for the vegetable garden. And guess what? The electric line goes right through my raised beds.
Oh, I didn't go see where exactly that goes through.
Right through my raised beds. So I'm hoping they don't ever have to dig up the electric line.
Oh, I was thinking you were meaning so you don't have a shocking experience if you dig too far.
No.
The raised beds, thankfully, are above the ground.
I mean, they'll have to, if they have to do the line, they're going to have to literally
Tear
rip
it
up
out
the
the
entire
roof.
garden.
All 3 raised beds?
Yeah.
So it goes that way across?
Yeah, it goes from the box to the gate to that box, and then he said another box down by the ponds.
What?
I know.
I'll have to go to. That seems like a
Yeah.
kind of backwards way, but okay.
Yeah, Donna, my husband and I always talk about big purchases and look for a couple of years before we need the items we purchase. We pretty much agree on everything, so decisions are easy when we time to buy appliances, vehicles. Yes, exactly. Like we're looking for another vehicle right now, and we do the same thing. And here's another tip. Don't pay more for a vehicle than the Kelley Blue Book says, because if you get in an accident, your car insurance is not going to cover it. I found another car today, and I was all excited, and it was $7,000, and I was like, yes. And I go to look, and the car is worth $3,500. I'm like, seriously, people? She's like, well, you don't find these type anymore. I don't care. The insurance isn't going to cover it if I get in a car accident. That's just stupid.
That is one thing we learned the hard way is if you pay more than the book value for a car and somebody crashes into you and it's not your fault, insurance will only pay you what the book value is. So if it's not your fault, you'll still lose. So we've learned to never, ever pay more than the book value.
Yeah.
Because what happened the time when it was book value, it was an older van that had really low mileage. And we're like, well, the book value is lower, but it's worth more than that to us. But then somebody crashed it and we ended up losing on the deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Send me the next one. Dumpster dive for the flowers. I can't. I think their dumpsters are gated at this Walmart. I need to go make sure for sure. I can't remember if it was this Walmart or another one, but yeah. Wanda, I was married twice. Both husbands were bad with money and wanted whatever they wanted. Now, instead of waiting till we could afford it, I've been single for 40 years and plan to stay that way. Yeah, I would definitely say that. Ooh, Grandma's so happy. This weekend, I gave the 3-book set to my daughter for her bridal shower. I'm so excited as others will learn about your cookbooks. People I have never met. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Shannon agrees with me. I'm not sure on what, but thank you. Desert Lady says, I look forward to Wednesday's show. Thank you. And she also says, I have all your cookbooks and sent other families. Thank you so much.
So I made the email to send you the next batch of comments, and the spell checker changed questions to equestrians.
Okay, there you go. Heather says, thanks for all the tips. You are welcome. Nancy, got a call about my car insurance. Asked if I'd like a higher premium. No. Oh my goodness. How stupid. Michelle, save seats, saves dollar. Yes, I normally save seats. But last year, my marigolds didn't come up, and that was the last of my seats. So, but last year we had a super rainy season. I think they literally got washed away is what happened. So just Vicky, we are blessed to have a very large Mennonite greenhouse situation in our area. Lots of affordable plants and veggies. Ooh, that would be great. Donna, mine seems to have replaced petunias with Calabrica coa. I don't know how you say that, whatever the heck that is. Yeah, I love those things, but we didn't have hardly any of those either. Country Frau says your tip about paying attention to the per ounce price of purchases really changed the game for me. I keep a sheet with me on multiple that multiplies the cents by 16, showing how much of a pound everything costs. Showing how much of a pound everything costs. That is great. Karen says, wonder if that boat that crashed into the bridge has anything to do with it. I don't know. I think everything got sucked into that matrix, maybe. Country Frau says it's shocking when you find the cost of crackers, etc., costs as much as meat. I won't buy due to the cost very revealing. Yes, as a matter of fact, we have crackers, graham crackers and soda crackers and cheese crackers in our Dining on a Dime Volume 1. R. McClure says there was a weird looking hanging plant with red fuzzy sponge looking gross. I saw those. Scary hybrids. Yes, we're in the times. Okay, I don't think those are a scary hybrid. I just think they're just a plant that we don't normally see. But I saw those and I thought those were the coolest things.
Are you talking about the marigolds?
No, there was a fuzzy red spongy type flower, but it was like $25. I'm like, I'm gonna spend $25 on that. But Little Crafty Nook says minimum wage is too high in California. Yeah, sorry, not sorry. I know. Deborah, talking about the state of our country, just earned you a thumbs up. Thank you. Listen, if you think Biden has improved our country in the last 4 years, you need a good dose of reality. I'm sorry, but it's just the truth. And I'm not saying Trump is our savior. He is not our savior by any stretch of the imagination. But you cannot tell me that Biden has just completely sent our country down the toilet. He really has. Really has. You know, it's just crazy. And you know what? This is Pride Month. And you know what? I am proud to celebrate Pride Month. I am proud that I have been married almost 30 years. I am proud that I have 4 kids that I love and seem to be doing well. I am proud of all the people who fight for our country so that we can be free. I am proud that I can go to church every Sunday and not have to worry about going to jail.
Yep.
Should I keep going? I tell you.
Isn't that what they mean?
I'm sure that's what they mean.
I'm proud that our kids behave well at school. Just kidding. No.
Oh my goodness. Diana, our Walmart had clearance bulbs and things. So if you're traveling, check out another Walmart. I do, actually. Joanne, those marigolds are gorgeous. Yes. Actually, we're going to Yellowstone in a week or 2, and I'm going to be hitting the Walmarts and Billings on the way home to see. Maybe the way there, too. Rebecca, I love the fact that you were straightforward with everything. Thank you. Penn, OMG, same thing here at Walmart, San Francisco area. No marigolds. Yeah, what is with the marigolds? Here I thought it was just us. Oh my goodness, this is the end. Jesus is going to be here soon, people. There's no marigolds.
Oh, somebody said, Bounding the Badlands said that looks like the Snow Queen variety, the white ones.
Yes.
They're really pretty, more of a jumbo style marigold. Plant them with the Spanish marigold.
Well, except this one is a short one. It wasn't Snow Queen because it was called Snowball or something. I can't remember, but it was only 12 or 15 inches. So, I don't know, but second, need to ban somebody here. Got that. Okay. Donna, she personally enjoys the political talks and the talks from a Christian perspective. Thank you. Wanda, I call it training films. What? I don't remember. I don't know what we're talking about there. Sorry. It's kind of hard when the comments go quicker. Kimberly, that's what I told my husband, that Wednesday nights are my Bible study night because we spend a lot of show talking about money and cooking. And then there's the second half of the show. It's always Bible talk. It's my me time. Thanks, Kimberly. Donna, I would rather hear words of tough love talk done in truth than hear sugar-coated garbage. Oh my goodness. And the sugar-coated garbage that's going around, even in Christian circles. Actually, in Christian circles, it has gotten so bad that we almost can't recommend hardly anybody for people to watch as far as pastors go. I mean, Jack Hibbs is still okay. Pastor J.D. Farag is still okay. David Jeremiah, Chuck Swindoll, Charles Stanley reruns. But, you know, it's gotten to the point where there are things that just, I don't know. It's just awful. Country Foul, bizarrely, when I was at the bank getting a wire transfer to pay off my mortgage, teller asked me if I wanted to take a home equity line of credit. Oh my goodness.
It's funny because every time I call, I don't do it very often, but when I call a credit card company for something, which usually is, you know, I lost my card while hiking on the mountain. They always say, "Hey, would you like a home equity? You've been around for a long time, so you qualify for our best rate on a home equity line of credit." I'm like, yeah, I don't think so. What? Wait, how much are you going to pay me if I take one? Oh, you mean I have to pay that interest? Sorry.
Well, we got that from our realtor the other day, which I know he personally didn't send it, his assistant sent it, but it was like, take out a home equity line of credit to help your kids buy a house. I'm like, I got news for you. First of all, you know me better than that. I would never do that. But, and I know he didn't personally send it to me. It was just a mass mailing. But still, I'm like, dude, this is the dumbest advice you could take. Do not ever take out a home. Well, I shouldn't say never, ever, but pretty much never take 99.9% of the time. You should never take out a home equity line of credit to help your kids buy a house. Do not do that. Kimberly Nash says, my first car was a used green Pinto wagon with the wood panel on the side. That's funny. Wanda, antidepressants are very helpful for some people. They didn't help me. Getting away from toxic people helped get rid of my depression. The last ones, please. Yes, it does help some people, but it didn't help me. Angel says, OMG, I spend $1,000 a month in groceries. I need help. You need our Dining on a Dime Cookbook Volume 1 right here. If you go to our ebook, go to our store, livingonadime.com, click on ebooks, go to livingonadime.com, click on shop, click on ebooks. Dining on a Dime Volume 1, use the coupon code DINING, D-I-N-G, and the number 1, not O-N-E.
That's ding again.
D-I-N-I-N-G 1, Dining 1, and you will get the ebook for free. For a family of 4, $1,000 is absolutely ridiculous. You can cut that way down, and we have a lot of tips. Go to livingonadime.com, and we have a ton of tips on Living on a Dime also.
I just shared the link for the ebook with the free ebook information on that.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. Next comments. Okay, came through. Angel said, oh, sorry. Donna, you be the lookout person and Mike can dive for plants. Yeah. He would be good at it too. You're a professional dumpster diver.
Absolutely.
Yes. I'm very proud of your dumpster diving.
We said double our income doing that.
We got so much free stuff when they were building our house in Colorado. When they were building all the houses.
We put in all of the sod in our yard was dumpster dive.
Shed. We got a $5,000-$6,000 shed.
Tons of lumber. We got all sorts of lumber.
$200. Yeah.
We built this like a 10 by 12 foot shed, and it was like hurricane proof.
Yeah.
And we got everything for the shed except for there was some cutesy fancy trim that Tara got at a reclamation store.
Well, that was even like $15 or $20. It wasn't that much.
Yeah, because she got it at a reclamation store.
And the shingles for it were from the same place, which was like $20. Yeah.
Oh wow! I was going to say we had to buy the shingles too. Everything else was totally
restored.
free.
Yeah. Kimberly, is it marigolds that keep away snakes? I don't know if they keep away snakes. They're supposed to keep away other bugs, but I don't know about snakes. Just Vicky, that electrical field might help growing conditions. Yeah. It's true. Maybe I'll have monster tomatoes. Heather, ideas for videos. Would you ever consider sharing your dinners so we can see examples of what you make affordably? Yes. Go to Super Easy Recipes, and all of the dinner recipes, I'm showing what we actually cook. I'm showing the actual meal at the end of the videos now. So go Super Easy Recipes, the YouTube channel, and you'll find it there. Tanya, I thought you bought a Toyota.
We did,
but we need another car because Dave was never able to get a car because of with all the COVID prices and everything. So now the cars have come back down in prices, and he didn't really need one at the time. So we're looking for a car for Dave. Mom's car may or may not be dead. But we're mostly looking for Dave at the moment. So, but yes, we just bought ourselves one. Although our car is having an issue also. So we might be needing one in the near future too. Yeah. Amazing Grace, the end is near, Tara. I believe that too. Yeah, I'm having a really hard time doing anything because I'm kind of like, okay, if Jesus is coming in the sky and taking us to go meet him in the next month or two, why am I doing all this work? Why am I worried about any of this stuff? I know we're supposed to keep going on. I get that.
He's going to wait for you to keep going on.
I am keeping going on.
That you're going to keep going on.
Have you seen the front yard?
Then he'll withdraw you.
I am keeping on. Did you see the front yard?
I see it. But you're still holding out.
I'm not holding out. I'm just wondering what's the
though.
point. I'm just wondering what the point is. Somebody's going to have a really nice garden if I'm gone. Corn of Heaven says the rapture of the bride is near. Yes, it is. Donna, check out local plant swaps for items. I have been actually. Great way to meet plants, new people. Get plants and meet new people. Yep, we don't have a swap thing here, but that would be great. They have other people who sell stuff on. As a matter of fact, that's what I was selling at the beginning of the show. Grandma's so happy. Congratulations on marriages. Lord, we thank each of you. Godly marriage, example in this world. Yes. Country Frau, every year I start my own seeds. This year they never developed after coming in, only improved when I put in the garden. Let's see. Yep. Yeah, I started some and they're just super slow. I don't know what's going on. They should really be bigger than they are now. And I like fertilize every single time I water. I do a very small amount because we only have a 4-month growing season here. I fertilize almost every time I water. So Country Frau, I think next year I'm going to try to get someone with a greenhouse to grow my seeds on contract. The varieties I want aren't available starts. Yes, I hope to have a greenhouse by next year. Although as we're looking at, well, first of all, he needs to be the last ones.
I didn't save any more.
Okay, that's fine. We need a riding lawnmower. Now that we are down to one son at home, our mowing is getting out of control. And so, speaking of which, he needs to go mow. And so we're trying to each mow about 20 minutes a day or give or take. And we're keeping up, but just barely. So we got to get us a we got to get a 0-turn riding lawnmower first. So we got to find that. But I'd love to get a greenhouse. I had a greenhouse when we were first married in Idaho, and I loved that thing.
It was really nice.
And I haven't had one since.
But
I missed my greenhouse.
We were just planning how to do that the other day. So,
yep.
Since this is our 30th anniversary year, we have to do 2 things this year that cost money.
And what is that?
We have to go see the colors change in Vermont or somewhere like that, unless you changed your mind or the colors don't come out.
Yeah.
And the other thing is we have to do the greenhouse. I mean, it's 30 years. Come on.
You're going to buy me a greenhouse for a 30th anniversry?
It'll be a great anniversary gift, wouldn't it?
It would.
You get 2 more months. Get 2 more months of the year to grow here in Wyoming. So you'd
actually,
have almost.
I might get 4 more months actually, because it's so sunny here. I might be able to extend it 2 months on each side. Actually, I know I could, because I could start in February for the cold stuff like pansies and lettuce. And that stuff would go until December, easy. Hot dog! I could almost get 10 months.
See, she's excited now.
Actually, I might be able to get 11 months because lettuce and stuff might be able to go through January.
But wasn't it 45 below zero?
Well, yeah, it would be those 2 weeks in January and February where it's like 20 to 45 below. That would be a problem.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm thinking. Yeah, I need to find a greenhouse company to let me do a trade for a sponsored video. Yeah, Kenneth said if his tornadoes were the rapture, he's just been left behind 4 times. I thought it was only 3. Did you guys get hit again? Oh my goodness, dude, get out of there. Aren't you in Oklahoma? Oh my word. When my son got hit by the tornado in Oklahoma, he literally was gone in 2 weeks. He called and said, Dad, I have to move. He was like done. He was totally done. But he had a direct hit like you did. So, but still.
Thankfully, his place didn't get completely blown away because he was in it.
No, but yeah. It's like, oh my goodness. But yeah, Sue, I think many are feeling that way. Yes, there has been a shift. Yeah, there's really been a shift. And like, I've been listening to some pastors and I'm just like, dude, I cannot believe you call yourself a Christian and you're saying this. And so then I'm like, okay, I'll check that one off the list. And so talking about, you know, how it's going to be, you know, false teachings and all this stuff. It's like, my goodness, people need to just read the Bible because you can't almost trust anybody to translate or to preach the Bible correctly anymore. So just read it for yourself because, man, it's crazy what some of these pastors are saying. Nancy, Kenneth Bailey, one storm chaser said, we've had so many tornadoes the last 2 months that it's the second highest number of tornadoes on record. Wow. That is crazy. I'd be curious to know what year was the highest one. Donna, build a greenhouse out of old doors and windows and stuff. Actually, I have all those. But as we were thinking, I probably have enough doors and windows to make a greenhouse. But it would cost so much wood to fill in between and get them, and so much time to get them, you know, fitted in there that we don't think it would probably work very well.
I was also concerned that if the window wasn't vertical, it would be more likely to get shattered from hail. Because if it's vertical, the hail, it kind of hits it like that if it hits it. But
Yeah.
if it's at a
we could do
45 degree
plastic
angle,
on the top.
the hail could come directly at it. So
We could do plastic on the top. The sides probably wouldn't get hail damage.
also we were looking at, I forgot what that other stuff is called, but it's double walled, which means there's an air gap in between.
Mhm.
And I think the air gap would give us an extra month on each end from the glass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Which would be worth it for Tara. For sure.
Little Crafty Nook, we probably aren't going. Well, we're not going to Vid Summit this year. Just had too many bills this year, and I got other stuff I want to do. I don't know. I'm tired of trying to figure out what to do for videos. It really helped us doing some of the classes and stuff, but it didn't help us enough that I would say it was worth it at this point. It kind of helped us a little bit, but then I don't know that it was actually that. I think it was just the prepping videos. And I really don't want to be doing prepping video. I don't really want to be doing prepping videos anymore because it's just nothing but a bunch of wackos. So I don't know. I should probably do prepping videos and we would make more money again, but we were just getting so many crazy people. And even though I was doing practical prepping, people wouldn't watch the videos and then they would sit there and make comments that were just rude. And I was having to ban all these people and it was just crazy. So I don't know. Tanya, would you consider doing something like debt-free journeys, like you did the audits where people gave their story? I would, but I don't know how to do it where it wouldn't take me 40 hours to do one video. Which, I mean, if I spent 40 hours on one video and we got 100 million or 100 views, like 500 or 1 million views, yeah, that would be worth it. But we're not doing that. We're getting 15,000 to 20,000 views, and so that's $200 is not worth 40 hours worth of work by any stretch of the imagination. So that's how much we would get in ad revenue from it. Heather says, I loved your prepping videos, but yikes, I could understand. Yeah, I mean, the trolls are just crazy. And I don't mind doing the Bible studies and talking about God and stuff like that, but you know, we've said a lot of that. So I don't know how much more we get to do. Gail says too many prepping videos are doom and gloom. Yeah. And even though I tried to make mine not doom and gloom, just practical type stuff. And here's the thing. If you don't know Jesus, yeah, you better be prepping because it's going to be a really hard ride for 7 years. It's going to be rough. I mean, it's going to be, you only have a 1 in 3 chance of even living.
How do you prep for hail the size of Volkswagens?
Well, you don't. Yeah. And how do you prep for, bugs that are literally going to eat every single thing and there's not going to be any food left at all? How do you prep for diseases that make that thing going around in 2020 look like a cold, which it basically was, but make it look like a cold? And so it's like, yes, we need to be watching for the rapture. And I think that it's coming soon. Honestly, I don't see how we have, I said in 2020, I don't see how we have 5 years left. I really don't see 25, 26, how we could go past that very much. But I don't know. It's just, yeah. Kid says most of this audience would love to just have a friendly conversation with you. Aw, thanks. Angel says, I've tried several times. Each time it says 0 for the ebook. Then I go to check out. It goes to $29. Maybe I'll try later. Thanks. You have to go to the very end. You're not putting the coupon. If it says 0.
Well, I was going to say, I
It should
pasted
be.
the contact in there. If you can contact us on our contact form on our website. If it
It
says
says
0,
discount code is where you need to put the code in.
if you put it in where it says discount code, it should show the discount, subtracting the whole amount, and there will be 0. And if it asks you for a payment method, like a credit card, then something went wrong. So don't enter that, or else you'll end up paying for it.
You should not have to put in your credit card.
Yeah, it shouldn't have to put your credit card in if the only thing in your order is the free item. And you can contact us. Go to livingonadime.com and click contact. I shared the link in the comments. I will help you with that.
Everyone's saying yes, yes, amen. Somebody said they're mod and moderator for channels, and all the trolls are coming out crazy. Yeah, I've gotten our trolls pretty down, pretty good. But I still am sending my X-Lax affiliate link to a lot of people and being on a lot of people.
That's helped reduce the trolls and increase the income.
I think that is the most brilliant YouTube marketing scheme that there could be.
Yeah, Tara sends
I need to go to VidSummit and
sends
share
a
that.
link to the trolls for X-Lax at Amazon. So if they click it, then we get paid anytime if they buy anything in the next 24 hours at Amazon. So thanks, trolls.
Angel says, when was the first Diana Dime cookbook come out? I have the first edition. The very first one was in 1999.
It was Not Just Beans is what it was called. And the one you were trying to get with coupon code is the most recent expanded version of that.
Kelly says every 4 years seems to be an X-Lax year. I mean, it's gotten to the point. What was that meme we saw the other day where how convenient it is that Trump has been hit with 94 what do you call
convictions
it?
after
Not convictions, but
charges or whatever.
Charges in an election year, and none of the other presidents have ever had any of that or something.
This was that he went all this far into his life without any problems.
Yeah, he went this far into his life without any problems like that, and now all of a sudden there's 92 charges against him in one election year. If that's not rigged, seriously, people, it is so far into crazyville right now here in the United States that you're just like, I'm here for the ride. I'm going to do my part. I'm going to vote for the right side, but Trump is not our savior. And he's not even close to being. There are people who are comparing him to Jesus Christ about how he was.
Ooh, let me stand a little further away from you.
How he was.
I like him, but yeah.
How he was wrongly convicted like Christ. Listen, Trump is not even anywhere close to being what Christ went through.
I did not hear anybody say that. But
yeah, there's memes going around for that. And I'm just like, okay, what is being done to him is 100% wrong, 100% illegal. And they're just doing it to try and eliminate their political opponents. But he's not even close to that. Candace wants to know if he looks like a troll. I'm sure.
He said if he looks like, do we
yeah.
qualify? I was like, yeah, but we'll keep him around. So
Donna says they come up with all these charges for Trump, but couldn't connect Hunter to the drugs in the White House. I know. And Biden has, I am sure Biden has done, if not the same, way more than Trump ever thought about doing. And yet somehow he's not fit to stand trial. We had an investigation and they actually say he's not fit to stand trial, but he's still fit to remain president. Now, that doesn't make me feel any better because if they take him out, the next one in line is probably just as bad, if not worse than he is. So, I mean, if we could get to Mike Johnson, we might have a hope, but I don't know. Yeah. So anyway, Kimberly says, thank you. You really made Shauna's day. Happy birthday, Shauna.
Yes, happy birthday.
You're going to be 4. Wow.
That's pretty big. I remember when I was 4. It's been a couple of years ago.
It's been like many decades ago.
I know, but when you're 4.
It feels like a couple of years.
When you're 4, the adults are all 7.
That's true. We had a picture of Jack come up when he was 4 the other day, and it was pretty cute.
Are you getting tired?
I am. Guys, Dining on a Dime cookbooks 25% off right now. Please go visit us at livingonadime.com. Have a good night, and we will see you guys next time.
Bye.